Osborne here. Let's look at the FX Education Outlook for July 24th, 2017. Starting out by looking at the Euro Pound, you can see we've broken above that resistance channel line that we drew there, and then we ended up having a pretty big down day during the day. And I think that's indicative of a lot of stuff that's going on here, either a reversal back a little bit on the bullish markets, or maybe just a consolidation as we have the FOMC meeting starting Tuesday in the United States or wherever it's being held, and then the announcement that'll happen at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. So we might see things moving a little bit sideways until those events happen. Okay, so watch for this one to continue sideways, maybe pulling back a little bit more. For the Aussie yen, you can see we broke through our target and went up and put in some new highs and then had another pullback. So that was on Friday, and now we're just trying to figure out whether we want to continue to go higher or not. We're still looking bullish on our weekly. Bearish is our daily is starting to turn bearish, and we're already looking rather neutral to bearish on our 240. For the pound US dollar, same thing. We made a move higher, and now we're trying to break up higher through that already broken 1.30472. So let's see if we can continue to go higher. I don't see a trend line we can draw in the 4 hours yet. We're still kind of looking for that. And for the euro US dollar, we are still staying above the target that we had set and just retesting a little bit, maybe a little shifting sideways as we're waiting for that Wednesday news. Same thing with the Aussie US dollar. We can see we've drawn in a consolidation channel now with a support of 0.78742 and a resistance of 0.79878. On the bearish side, you can see that we did hit target by hitting 0.94435. So that one hit, and then we can draw a little bit of a consolidation line pulling back. Pretty strong move so far on that pullback, so we'll see what happens if it will continue to go lower. But we did hit our target there, which was this previous pivot here at 0.94435. For the US dollar CAB, just about at target, close enough to really take it. If you'd like, we see we're approaching the 50 bar or 200 bar moving average on the weekly, and that's also moving towards that 1.246 support that we've been watching. We're still looking bearish on our weekly and our daily, but we're getting a little bit more neutral on our 4 hour. For the pound loonie, also moving down, just marked a support line here of 1.62064. We haven't yet defined the target for this one, but we are seeing some pretty good continuation of bearish movement on the daily and the weekly, although we're starting to see a little more bullishness on the 240. The pound yen, that one's still in a bit of a consolidation pattern here. I think we can maybe draw a trend line across the tops on this one and watch for a potential break higher, but it seems that we're looking rather bearish here on the daily, and we're still stuck in this consolidation pennant, this sort of ascending wedge that we have here. I don't know if we really want to call this really just a bit of a pennant here. So we're moving sideways, and watch for us to break out in one direction or the other on that weekly. And then we've got the US dollar yen, and that one has broken through the previous support that we had. So our next support would be down at this point, which has a low of 110.944. You can see we went back up and touched that trend line that we had drawn in on the 4 hour. And remember, we're still playing between these lines on the weekly, so be careful with that one. And then we moved our Kiwi yen into a consolidation channel watch list here, and you can see how we're just hovering along the center of this consolidation that we're seeing here. It's a pretty big consolidation on the 4 hour, and we'll see what happens see if it can try to break out of the range that is defined on the weekly. And that'll do it for today. You can always subscribe by clicking on my image in the upper right, or watch a previous video by clicking on the image in the upper left. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.